We're here with Andrew Gaus for our Week 6 NFL Bets of the Week segment. Andrew, thank you for joining us.
Of course, boys. Love this segment. I think hopefully we can keep going. We had a decent week here last week.
We did have a decent week, but this team messed a lot of people over the Las Vegas Raiders. A lot of distractions going on throughout the week. That had to play an effect on it on Sunday, don't you think?
Yeah, I was kind of unaware of all that hoopla going on around the team, and clearly it showed during the game. I think that was a bet I felt super comfortable about, which just shows you there's no such thing as a lock. And I felt great about it. Even at halftime, I felt okay about it, and offense just couldn't score. I mean, Bears defense looked awesome. Fields came in, did his job. So yeah, the Raiders might be on the don't bet list for a few weeks after what's going on down there right now.
Absolutely. You've been giving us your top 3 bets the past couple of weeks. Do you have a top 3 for this week?
I do. I got 3 I like. I can't say I love them. There's one that I feel really good about, and a lot of people are talking about it, so maybe it won't be good because sometimes that scares me. But the Chargers are 3.5-point underdogs at Baltimore this week. We all watched the Baltimore game last night. They looked like they were going to lose until about 2 minutes left. They're 4-1, which looks good on paper, but I still don't have that much faith in the Ravens. I think the Chargers look awesome. I love Herbert. I love their balanced attack on the offensive side of things. If the defense can stop Lamar from running the ball, I think Chargers 3.5 is a beautiful spread. I think even I could take a money line at plus 140 to really get risky, but I think 3.5 for the Chargers is a great spread. That's probably my pick of the week. The other 2 I like, Rams are minus 10.5 at the Giants. That's a big spread, obviously, but the Giants losing Saquon, losing Daniel Jones, and then possibly having Golladay out. I think 10.5 is more than enough for that Rams offense to cover. And then the third one that I would say I like is Dallas is in New England, minus 4.5. Just can't see New England keeping up with the Dallas offense. This is the best Dallas team we've seen in a long time. Prescott's having a comeback player of the year season, MVP type of season. Between Pollard and Elliott in the backfield too, that's an offense that I feel comfortable putting 4 points on.
Now, this is another big one. We've talked about one of these teams in particular recently in the past couple of weeks. It's the Detroit Lions and the Cincinnati Bengals. Lions are plus 3.5 underdogs at home. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, you guys know I love the Lions. That's my favorite 0-5 team in history. I love the coach. He's crying after the game.
I love that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. You need that passion.
Yeah, and it's like that might bias me a little bit, but I might have to bet on the Lions again. I might even go money line. They're gonna win. I was talking to a friend the other day that this team is not as bad as their 0-5 record. I mean, they lose so many heartbreaking ways. Burrow got a little banged up over the weekend. I'm sure he'll play, but I think the Lions could win. I don't have that in my top 3 bets, but it's probably one that comes Saturday night that I'll probably be locking in just because that's kind of my team right now. I like betting the Lions. They've covered for me. They haven't won for me, but yeah, I'm a Lions guy right now.
So Geno Smith and the Seahawks are traveling into Pittsburgh to play the Steelers after a nice win. What do you like in that game?
I thought the Steelers offense kind of came alive a little bit in this game against Denver last week. I think obviously having Juju get hurt takes a little bit more, I guess, puts a little bit more pressure on guys like Claypool and Deontay. But I think Najee had his best game by far the other day. That takes pressure off Ben. 5.5 is a lot of points, and the Steelers always love to make it interesting, especially at the end. It's probably a game I would stay away from, especially with the way Geno Smith came in and looked in that relief of Russell the other night. Probably a game I'm going to stay away from, to be perfectly honest, but obviously I'll be rooting for the Steelers.
Most Steeler games are like that.
Yeah, I bet on the Steelers this past weekend for the first time all season. They did come through for me, so
that final drive was tense, though. It was back and forth till the very last play.
It was brutal. It's hard to watch. I think that was the last leg of a parlay I needed to hit. And I just knew the Steelers would make it interesting. They always do.
This is another tough one. This could go either way, I think. Dolphins are -3.5 favorites at Jacksonville. And that's in London, I believe. But that's another one where you think those two teams aren't good. Both of them are good. Tua's not playing still. And it's in London. Jaguars play a lot in London over the past couple of years. Could that be a comfortability factor for the Jaguars?
Yeah, I think it could be a little bit. To counter that, I would say that they have a lot of new young players like Lawrence and Robinson who might not be as comfortable. But I really think the Jaguars are going to get a win here too. I don't know if it'll be this week, but it's definitely like worth a shot. I think if you're playing with some house money over the weekend, I think Trevor Lawrence is good enough and he's getting better. He's looking better game by game. And the Dolphins don't really bring a whole lot to the table without Tua. I would say if you do take the spread. Could be a close field goal game, but I think Jacksonville falls into a little bit of Detroit territory where they're not a good team, but they keep games close and they're competitive. So usually taking a spread is the right way to go about that.
So last week you recommended the James Conner anytime touchdown scorer.
And the
do
DK
you like
Metcalf.
any anytime touchdown scores for this week?
DK Metcalf too, he said.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of hot with touchdown scores. Last night I did a last minute bet for the Colts and got Taylor in there. So I'm going to try to stay hot for you. The only player props that are out so far on DraftKings are for the Thursday night game, which is Tampa Bay. And I like Godwin to get a touchdown.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good, especially after Brown had a good week. That's really good.
That was kind of my thought process. Brown kind of got the ball a lot last week. Godwin's plus 140 anytime touchdown score. Brady looks amazing per usual. Should be a good game. I think Godwin's going to be my touchdown guy of the week.
Do you think Brady gets over 3 or 3+?
I could see it. Yeah, I'd have to look and see what the line's set at. But I don't know over 3.5, but I would definitely say over 2.5. I think. Yeah. I mean, Brady just looks so good. I think that game at New England was a little bit of an anomaly just because the weather and kind of playing against his old team, maybe Belichick having a few secrets on him. But I mean, 5 touchdowns last week. He gets older and stays the same. It's unbelievable.
So the Chiefs have been playing terrible lately, but they play Washington this week. What do you like from them in this game, or do you like Washington to cover?
I think the line is at 7, if I remember right.
Yep.
That might be a game that you could buy a point and maybe get it to 6 so that you're not right on push territory. I think the Chiefs will cover. I am in the same category as you guys. I think their defense stinks. I can't understand how this team is 2-3. I picked them to win the division at the beginning of the year, thinking that was the easiest bet of all time. Clearly not, but I can't see them losing to Washington, dropping to 2-4. It's almost one of those bets where you just go with your common sense that I can't see this team being 2-4. So I think they will cover. 7 is really close, but with that offense, it's a team I would take points with.
Yeah, I think Mahomes and Hill are finally going to break out this week.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, and this might be the game of the week. Cardinals and Browns. The Browns are 2.5-point favorites at home, but you can never take the Cardinals lightly, especially with their record.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Cardinals looked awesome this week against San Francisco. Maybe that's kind of why the line is the way it is. And the Browns kind of blew that game against the Chargers for some questionable coaching decisions in the 4th. Both super good teams. Such a tough bet to make. Part of me would lean towards the Browns as much as it kills me to say it. I think it's just tough to keep winning 6 in a row. I think the Browns could win this game. I think if the defense shuts down Kyler, especially limits him running wise, I think the Browns will win that game. And I hope I'm wrong there.
The Cardinals defenses look really good. That might be a good game to look at the under on.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. 50. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals shut down Trey Lance hard. I mean, JJ Watt had his best game of the year. Chandler Jones is having an awesome season again. Could be a game that you would look into taking the under on. So I would worry more about the Browns defense, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they looked great against Minnesota, but then last weekend they looked like they were invisible. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, credit to Justin Herbert. That offense in LA is Mahomes level stuff out there right now.
It really is. And you said at the beginning of the year, I think you said Kyler Murray or Justin Herbert for the MVP when we pressed you on it.
Yep.
And that looks, both of those might be 1 and 2 right now in the race. But
Yeah.
yeah. But as always, we appreciate your time and your insight. And I really like these picks. I don't know if I should be afraid of that or should be excited.
I love the Chargers pick so much that I'm nervous about it. Put
Yeah.
it that way.
But if you
But
bought some
no.
points on like a teaser, maybe you take another here or there. I mean, if you get that up to 5-6 points, that seems like a lock to me.
Yeah, I think that's an unbelievably good game to tease. Like, even if you want to go, let's say 4 points, you get that to 7.5.
Oh yeah,
Basically,
that's over. Yeah, that should be over.
Can't see Baltimore winning by 8 points or more. That would blow my mind, but seen crazier things.
And we appreciate your time and we have a good week.
Yeah, you too, guys. We'll be in touch as the weekend gets going, and hopefully we can find some more winners out here.